Hello everyone and welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez and this is my Moonday Oracle reading. This reading is meant to be a positive message for the collective for the week of February 23rd, 2026. However, I like to set the intention that it doesn't matter when you actually find yourself here watching, that you are here in exact divine timing, which means that if you're watching this on the replay months from now, weeks from now, or even if you're on the live, you're here exactly when this message is going to resonate the most with you, when it's going to have something that is going to be able to assist you if you so choose. So with that said, we all have free will choice. You can choose to take the information and the wisdom that comes forward today and apply it into your life, or you could discard it if it does not resonate, and that is completely fine. All right, so with that said, I will quickly explain how this works. So I pull a card, an oracle card mainly, sometimes tarot, but an oracle card, and combined with my own intuitive abilities, I discern the message that comes forward or interpret the message that comes forward for us all to give us a bit of insight into the energy of the week ahead and what we might need to know. Because having the awareness of what might be going on beneath the surface, behind the scenes, or what might be influencing us that we just aren't aware of, can give us the power to move in flow with the energy, to best navigate the energy of the week. Not having that awareness can sometimes just make for just being unaware. Sometimes it prevents us from being able to see the bigger picture. It prevents us from being able to move and flow. So we'll start to maybe resist the energy, and it's kind of like, can sometimes just like the energy can beat us up. So having the awareness helps us to embrace what might be going on, or have an awareness of why things might be happening the way they are. So these are always positive messages. I only work with the energy of divine love and connecting in through my own highest source of love for these messages. Again, also utilizing cards. So hello, beautiful Annie and Lynette. Yes, thank you so much for being present with me here today. I am happy to be here. I took a little bit of a hiatus, as you all have noticed, because I had the 2026 readings for the year ahead. I was so blessed to get an abundance of clients booked for those readings that really, honestly, my only days off during the week are Mondays and Tuesdays, really, that I'm able to actually work on readings. So it took, I kind of just use the Mondays to get those readings done, and figured that in divine timing, I would be able to come back and do the lives once again. So here I am, and I am so happy to be able to be back here. And I have a few things that I just want to go over, which I will be in a moment. But yay, Donna, welcome. Look at divine messages, right? Divine timing are always meant to be exactly where we find ourselves, right? So before I touch on anything else, just for anybody who might be new to Magical Me, welcome. As you heard me say, how these readings work, I try to go live on Mondays. I try to go every Monday, but because of between work schedule, as I do have a business as a dance instructor as well, between personal time and other things, I can't always go live on Mondays, but I do try my very best. And going forward, I do hope to be able to do this a little bit more now that my bookings for the year ahead readings are complete. So I will be covering a few other things in a minute as well, but just giving this time for people to be able to see that I'm live and to be able to connect. And obviously, this is going to be here. If you can't hang out and stay for the reading, this will be here on replay for at least, I think, 30 days, as Facebook might limit readings from being there. But it'll be there for 30 days. Also, it will be posted on my YouTube channel permanently. So if you don't know what that is, you can look up either Jamie Mendez or Magical Me, and you will find my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Instagram under Magical Me 33. All right, so again, these readings work for the collective. They are not individual personalized readings. I'm not doing individual card pulls here today. I'm doing a overall generalized card reading for us, for the collective. Again, with the utmost intentions of positive information and insight coming forward just to assist us with what we are all in need of knowing. So I'll get started with that in a few moments. Just want to cover some things because yes, I have been away and there has been lots of changes going on. So a lot of people have actually been reaching out to me about whether or not I'm still offering in-person Reiki or light healing sessions. And at the time, I currently have them on hold. And reason being for that is number one, I am my dance instructing business is currently quite busy, quite active, which I am so incredibly blessed for that. So I'm putting a lot of energy and focus into that at the moment. And as in divine timing with everything, when the right place opens up, either for me to collaborate my services at another location or a location for me to open up on my own presents itself, then I hope to be offering classes and healing sessions in person once again. But at this time, it's all currently on hold, but I will come here and keep you all posted right away when that happens. So I am open. I am not actively looking for a place, but I'm just open to what is meant to present itself for the highest and greatest good, and then I can start offering those sessions. But as it is, you heard me say, Mondays and Tuesdays right now are currently like my only free days or evenings that I'm available. So with that said, stay tuned. I appreciate you all reaching out and wanting to book services with me. I am still offering readings. So as you just heard, I finished up the bookings for 2026, but I am still offering readings via Zoom and pre-recorded. So if you're still interested in having a reading, if there's some insight that you'd be looking into hearing or connecting with your higher self for, you can always shoot me a message and we can set that up, whether you would like to have that reading through a Zoom session or whether you would like to have a pre-recorded video that I could just send over to you with all of your information, do the reading, and then send that to you. So those readings are $60 for 30 minutes. Again, if you're interested, you can reach out to me privately and we'll get that scheduled. I am open for bookings. All right. Same goes with my animal communication readings. I am still offering the animal communications, whether your animal is living or over the Rainbow Bridge. I am still offering those readings as well. So once again, always reach out if you're interested in booking those. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to cover before we actually go in to this. I would not miss your yearly reading. Thank you so much for that, Annie. Yes, they're they're so fun to do because it's so interesting. I learn so much about the year ahead, not just for my own personal self, but I mean through other people's readings and being able to do those readings for everyone. I learned so much about the energy of the year. And it's really beneficial information because you can see a collective happening when you're doing, let's say, between 20 and 40 bookings. You can really see a collective energy take shape of what is going on. And what I will tell everyone is while this may be a little bit of a challenging shift in momentum, this is a shift in momentum indeed this year, with it being the Wheel of Fortune year. It's quite powerful in life-changing experiences that move us into alignment for our highest and greatest good. So something to hold on to, even if it might not feel or look that way initially. The wheel is already been set in motion for your blessing and new beginning. So just hold on to that. So hi, Eleanor. Welcome, my love. And thank you so much for being here with me. So happy to see all of you. Happy to get back and to connect with this beautiful community that supports the work that I do. So thank you for that, as always. All right, so let's go ahead and get into that. So one thing I do want to talk about before the reading as well, it is actually part of the reading. I've been hearing it for the last couple of days, and I knew that it was going to be something that since I set the intention, I am going live on Monday. I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm going live. And I started already getting information coming through that wanted to be shared by way of my own personal experiences and conversations with many people around me. So the one thing I want to talk about is the pink elephant in the room. I do not get political on Magical Me. I do not talk about my personal views. I do not talk about what's going on in the world, because why? We're all aware, right? But one thing I will talk about is because of what is going on in the world right now. Lots of things happening with illumination this year, right? And there's actually been lots of shifts and changes, very specifically since the beginning of 2025, astrologically. What we have happening are a lot of astrological alignments that we'll never see again, not in our lifetime. Some of them not happening again for about 6,000 years. Some of them never haven't happened in recorded history, right? So it sets a precedence of this new energy that's being born. And I'm just going to kind of go into what I can with what I feel and what I see intuitively about happenings, we'll say, revelations, exposures in the world. One, you might have seen my post that I made not long ago that spoke about the year of the shedding of the shedding of the skin of the snake year, and how with the shedding of that skin comes false skin, the shedding of also the false skins, which means the gig is up in most experiences where there has been a facade, and that skin, be it a false one, being shed, whether it be in world experiences, whether it be in situations, whether it be with people, those false skins are also starting to be shed, even against the will of said false snakes, right? And being shed through the energy of the fire horse is burning away what is false and seeking to liberate us from the distortions, from the illusions, from those snakes and those that are not here for us, and those experiences that are not here for us, for our highest good, what is not in alignment with love, or for the collective, as well as for your own individual life. So as this light, because that is what's happening, my friends, it's the light casting its illuminate, its resonance, its radiance, I should say, it's the word that I want there, its radiance onto the shadows, which is bringing it up to light, bringing it up to surface for exposure, right? Some of that can be incredibly shocking. A lot of it can be information overload, right? On a collective level, let's talk about that. It could be information overload, right? And it's not a bad thing. But there is a sacred teaching that the Master Buddha taught, which is detachment. Detachment, true detachment, does not mean bypass. It does not mean to pull the veil over your eyes and be oblivious. It means to be aware, to walk enlightened, but to not attach to the outcome of it. Do not attach to it as though it is yours. Do not take ownership over it. So it's very important here that we are mindful of that in which is also coming up for revolution, or I should revelation, absolutely. That was a, what do they call that, a Freudian slip? What is coming up for revelation is also can be very chaotic and over stimulation of our brains, and can create a bit of trauma that we are not aware of. So it's important to not attach in the sense of getting incredibly overly emotional about what might be going on in the world, overly angry, even though I know it's very difficult when you hear certain things. It is important because this information can also be strategically exposed to overstimulate, to create trauma brain, which can also desensitize to difficult, challenging, awful experiences. To desensitize you would be to numb you, okay? So it's important to not get overly attached to these experiences and things that are unfolding, but to witness them, to be aware, but to also be aware of what is being exposed, to be cleansed, to be purged, to then be removed, right? For balance to unfold. These things can also create chaos and disturbance in your energy field. You understand that? So it's important, again, to understand the art of detachment. It is not to be blind. It is not to be bypassing. It is not to pretend everything is magical and rainbows and sunshine. It is to be aware, but to choose to stay in your love, to stay in your own heart resonance, and to continue to focus on your path going forward while continuously doing what you can as your part, as your role in the collective, to be a good human, to do right by others, to stay in unconditional love. Okay? So I know that's an incredibly difficult thing when you are faced with things that are just next level shocking. But once again, be mindful that there's false agendas. False skins is what I was talking about with the snakes. Also being exposed, but that also seek to create chaos through our energy field, through our collective energy, right? So fear, doubt, lack, trauma, creating trauma by overexposure to things can do just that. It can lower our vibrations. It can lower our energy. It can actually create what do you want to say, like leaks, holes, tears in our energy fields as well. So be mindful of all this. Do your spiritual hygiene, your spiritual due diligence. Cleanse your energy field. Ground. Come back to self. Come back to present. Limit exposure, but be aware. You can witness things, hear things, but don't overindulge, if that makes sense. All right? So in your individual life, same goes for the snakes that are being exposed. Witness them. Be aware. You see them, right? Step back. Detach. Understand that karma is doing its thing at this moment in time as it is balancing the scales, good or bad. Whatever it is that you put out into the world is exactly what's going to come up. And anything that is distorted, false agenda, not truth, will be revealed. Okay? So just a little bit of information that has been coming forward to me all week. And it's like, it's obviously bigger than just me. It's bigger than just my life. So I felt like it was an opportunity for me to share what I've been receiving and what I've been experiencing and seeing through conversations and so on and so forth. So I hope that can help you when you navigate this crazy energy that we are all moving through, especially with what's going on astrologically. There is so much with this month alone being considered the Great Reset. You know, planet Saturn, Lord of Karma, ruling over the physical, ruling over time and cycles and old paradigms, old structures, right? Conjuncting this week, planet Neptune, the spiritual, right? The also ruling over escapism, fantasy, dreams, and illusion. Conjuncting, right? So colliding in 0 degrees, Aries. Aries, fire sign, being the start of the zodiac wheel. That's considered like the reset point. All right, 0 degrees Aries, anything, reset point. Two big titans coming together like that and colliding, spiritual energy, right, the higher, in the physical. So we're collapsing of the old to bring in the new. So just FYI, it's being facilitated on a greater scale, on a grand scale, to assist us all, even if it doesn't seem like it. So hold on to that. Hold on to what this is all happening for, and staying within your own love, okay? And love for all, obviously, all right? That's the highest frequency, resonance, that if you want to affect change, if you want to be aware of the energy that you're putting out, let it be love. Not chaos, not fear, not anger. It's okay to feel those things, but it is not okay to stay there. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Hi, Mom. I saw you pop in. I just wanted to finish that before I completely forgot. So I got a brand new Oracle deck. Surprise, surprise. I haven't really gotten too much time to work with it or use it. So it's very new to me still. But I've been very drawn to reading again a lot. And I am like a historical, literary addict. And I have not read, I just, tons and tons of books I haven't read for a very, very long time. And I've really been getting called back into it. So I found an Oracle card deck that was based on Jane Austen, all of her novels and the characters in her novels. So I'm really excited to work with it and use it. Like I said, I haven't really done much with it yet. But before we call in, not that we haven't already gotten a message for the week. I think that was a message for the year. But I want to just ground our energy together as we are sharing sacred space right now, and just welcome in our heart centers and our love energy, and just drop down into that. All right, so just going to have you just take a nice deep cleansing breath in through your nose, and as you release, blow the breath out of your mouth. And just feel your body begin to soften. Take another deep breath in through your nose. And as you release the breath, you feel yourself becoming lighter while grounding down into the center of the earth. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Release all the worries, all the stress. Let your shoulders relax. Let your back soften. Unclench your jaw and drop you from your mind down into the center of your heart, coming in to the present moment, in the here and now. So we set the intention to receive a divine message, a divine blessing for our highest and greatest good as a collective, and what we are all in most need of knowing this week, February 23rd, 2026. And with that said, you can open your eyes. Hello, beautiful Robin. Thank you for being here, gorgeous goddess. All right, so I'll show you the cover of the deck. It is the Jane Austen Oracle, so very Bridgerton too, which I am also. Any sort of period drama, I love. So this is very, very Regency energy here. So, all right, so let us see. What message of wisdom and inspiration is coming forward for us all? What do we need to know moving into the energy of this week, February 23rd, 2026? Ooh, flat. Ooh. A quiet enjoyment. To sit in the shade on a fine day and contemplate the greenery is the most perfect refreshment. And that is a quote from Jane Austen's book, Mansfield Park. Beautiful. That makes me long even more, even though I know longing energy is not great, but for spring, as most of us in the northern hemisphere or in the north of the equator can attest to right now with the pummeling of snow. I honestly, it's like world, like reset point. Is it the Ice Age? Because that's exactly what it has felt like over the last couple of months, with how cold it's been, with there's so much snow. And don't get me wrong, I love a good snow, but this is just out of control. So yes, longing for spring, and it's exactly what it makes me think of. I think it's a reminder of being able to come to that space within yourself when it's not escapism. I think there's a fine line between honoring and protecting your peace. I think that goes perfectly with our message that came forward already. Honoring and protecting your peace, your harmonic, stabilized frequency of your own auric field, and not opening it up to distortion and manipulation and chaos. How do you do that? Right? It's like one thing to tell you, but how do you do that besides obviously grounding your energy and clearing your energy? What do? You can find those things that, remember what I just said. It's so funny I said that. I said I've been feeling lately like I really wanted to get back into reading, and I picked myself up a book, and I even felt a little guilty because I was like, if I'm reading, I should probably be reading something that's like educating myself again, right? That's just me. I always need to be educating myself in some way, or I'm like a sponge for information. But it's about coming back into your heart, right? And what's in our heart but our inner child, our place of joy, right? So what is it that brings you joy? And that's what reading is for me. That's what dancing is for me. And I do that frequently. So it's about doing those things to maintain your peace, to protect your own energy field, to detach but be aware. Find that in which brings you joy. Create that around you. Create that within you. Do that. Go there. Think about, like I said, with spring and the butterfly like landing on your finger. Think of how perfectly innocent that moment is. And that just what it feels like. Imagine if a butterfly landed on your finger. Not about you, but I'd be like, oh, it's so sweet. It's so special. It's so sacred. This is such a magical moment. Would it create that? Create that around you, right? So again, I'll read what it says. To sit in the shade on a fine day and contemplate the greenery is the most perfect refreshment. To be present, to sit with the magic that does still exist all around you. And I know it could be hard to see with all of the distortion, but it does. It is around you. And it's important for us to find that, to come back to that. No matter what situation, you're having a hard week, you've got some challenges to face, don't bypass, right? We don't escape. But it is okay to reset ourselves and to protect that peace, protect our energy field, to come back to love. And what brings out that joy, that happiness, reminds us of the magic that still does exist, because that is the energy that counters the other energy. You see, as one we are powerful, as many we are miraculous. So bringing the energy collectively of, yeah, this is going on, but this makes me so happy to do. This lights me up. And holding that resonance, holding that energy, what do they say? Hold the light. That's how you do it. All right. So hold that. Be that and radiate that out, and do it as often as you feel you need or you want. All right. Hey, Bridget, my love. Hey, Angie. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, see? You heard me calling, girl. You heard me calling. I love that. Angie says, you took our Canadian snow. Oh, God, girl, take it back. Take it back. We don't want it. You can have it. It's all yours. You haven't been getting any. Yeah, well, maybe your machine's broke and you can have ours. All right? We definitely are in some, I even said, I was like, I didn't realize I was living in Canada, because that's exactly what it feels like. So, all right, everybody, that is our message. I find that quiet enjoyment in the stillness within. You will hear it. You can feel it. Remind yourself, even if it's doing something that, like I said, I had to argue with myself to, you don't have to be working all the time, Jamie. Like even reading, I would be working, educating myself about, so on and so forth, that will apply to my work in the future. You don't have to be working all the time. It's okay to reset your energy, even once a day, if you can't do it once a week. All right? So, have a blessed and most magical week, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and being present with me. I hope to make this a regular occurrence, so I shall let you know if I am able to be here. But as of now, I do not see why I will not be here next Monday. So sending all of my love to you, and take care.